think that works.
Look at this.
Hi everybody, hope you're well. I'm Neil Redfern, a wedding photographer based in the UK. Now this feels very strange to me because I've been making YouTube videos for 7 years now. To the day, I had this notification on my phone this morning. But I am not appearing on my own YouTube channel today. For the very first time ever, I'm appearing on another channel. And of all the YouTube channels that I could have asked to appear on, this would have been at the top of my list. So first of all, thank you so much to Trevor and to all the team at MagMod for asking me to make this video. I am truly honored. I owe so much of my whole photography career to MagMod. If it wasn't for MagMod, I couldn't produce the images that I do, and I don't think I would have even got into the education that I have now started to do in my business were it not for MagMod. And one of the biggest honors of my whole career was a few years ago, I can't remember now, maybe 5 or 6 years, being asked to be an ambassador for MagMod. They have been amazing for me and I owe so much to them. So to be appearing on their channel is amazing. And in today's video, I'm going to be showing you 3 different photographs taken with the brand new MagMod Beauty Dish XL. Now, I haven't used, in fact that's a lie, I've got to say I haven't used a Beauty Dish before, but I have this one a few weeks ago, but I used it really quickly because on that day I was hosting with FlashMasters a workshop for Christian Cardona, one of my absolute photography idols, and that workshop was taking place in Manchester City Centre in the UK, and just before the models went to see Christian, I pinched them both, Elle and Keelan, and did a very quick couple of shots with them using the Beauty Dish. That is the very first time I've ever used a Beauty Dish, the first time I've ever used the MagMod Beauty Dish XL. So today is the first time that I'm using it with a bit more time, and I'm really looking forward to it. So what we'll do now is open this up. Oh, sorry, I've got here the MagMod MagBox 24 Pro Octa, and the reason I've got this out is because I thought one of the most common questions people are probably going to ask is what is the size difference, and you can see there they're probably much of a muchness, obviously different shape. This comes in a hard case, feels really secure, it's going to protect the Beauty Dish really well. I've not really used a Beauty Dish before, so I'm really actually quite excited for this shoot to see what the results look like, because a Beauty Dish is designed to give you contrasty light, quite harsh light, dramatic light, whereas what I'm used to using is a softbox like the MagMod Pro 24, MagMod Pro 42, something like that, and the softbox, as the name suggests, is going to give you very soft light, whereas a Beauty Dish is not that. A Beauty Dish is designed to give you harsher, contrasty light that sculpts a little bit differently. So I'm intrigued because I am not an expert with the Beauty Dish at all. So let's see what we get in here. First of all, a strap, a diffusion panel. As Helen, who's filming this, has said in the past, it looks a bit like a big shower cap, but this will, when we put this over the Beauty Dish, this will soften the light slightly that comes out. But ironically, that's almost like going against what you would use a Beauty Dish for. So I may not use that at all. We've got, and if you're familiar with MagMod, you will know about grids. We've got the world's biggest grid. And what a grid does, as I'm sure you're aware if you're watching the MagMod YouTube channel, is it channels the light. It helps us control the light. So rather than the light coming out of the Beauty Dish at a crazy angle like that and bouncing all over, this will control the light so that it only comes out in a straight line, more or less. And if you're shooting indoors, as I will be today, then you really want that. You want to be able to control the light, because if it were for shooting here, I don't want the light going to bounce off the chair, the wall. I want it to only hit the area of the photograph that I want it to. So I can imagine I'll use the grid quite a lot for the indoor parts of today's shoot. And obviously, the star of the show, the Beauty Dish XL itself. And as with all things MagMod, it's really easy to use. We've got a magnetic edge here, which is what the grid attaches to, like this. It's very quick, easy to use, and it pops out like this. Now, one thing to say, because it's a bit unusual in the world of MagMod, is that this on the back, this is a Bowened mount. So this will attach to most larger strobes. For example, I have the Godox AD400, and when I did the shoot with Ellen Keelan, that is what I used. But for today, I'm not going to use the AD400. I'm going to use a smaller speed, like a Godox V860 or an AD200, a smaller strobe. So in order to use that, I will need to put on an S bracket, as you'll see me doing later in the video. But yeah, that's what we get in the case. So without further ado, I'm going to put all this away. I'm working with the amazing Olga today. Olga is currently upstairs, so we'll go and find her and we'll get shooting. Is that professional? Will that do?
That'll do.
So we've got our very easy first setup, which is basically the Beauty Dish XL above Olga here, and I've slightly got it directed towards her. And I've got it nice and close, because I always like to do that, because the fall off is going to be really nice. So what I'm expecting to happen now is that Olga's face will be affected quite a lot by the light, but because the light is very close due to inverse square law, the fall off, in other words, the light when we get down here will be very, very little. It won't be anywhere near as powerful as it is up here, and I love that look. So I always like now to have my light up high. So I should have said as well, thank you Olga for doing this. Olga is one of my favourite models to work with. She's amazing. We've done loads of videos together and she's always incredible. I will say it's slightly cheating to use a model, but this is about the beauty dish, not about wedding photography as such. So very simple. Again, we've got the Godox AD200 in an S bracket there. That's how I'm using that. So let's just start off nice and simple. Just the one light. I'm going to go into high-speed sync for this. I'm going to go to, let's go to f2.8. This is not a shot about the bokeh. This is just a shot about the light. So I'm going to go to 2.8, ISO 100, and let's just try 800 with our shutter speed. See what this gives us. I'm going to make sure that the softbox is not included in the shot. That's really lovely. Just slightly looking up for me as you're doing that. That's gorgeous. Now you can see the quality of the light now. Beautiful, Olga. It's weird because it is a harsher, contrasty light, but the important thing to remember is that is what a beauty dish is meant to do. We're not going for really soft light when we're shooting like this. Nice. Let's just go full length. Gorgeous, Olga. Just looking up as you do that, please, Olga. That is stunning. Really, really nice. So very, very simple shots to start off with. In fact, just because she just laughed at me, this is not the first video by any means that my partner Helen has filmed for me, but this is the first video she's filmed for me where Helen is a MagMod Ambassador. So congratulations, Helen, for also being a MagMod Ambassador. You deserve this. Your work is stunning.
I don't know, I'm blushing now.
Careful,
I'm not
we'll have
sure.
to get you to do a shot later otherwise.
Oof.
Right, so let's just go nice and close last. Well, that's good. That pose is good, Olga. Really nice. Just looking up. Yes. Go nice and close. This is just head and shoulders. Yeah, last one. Beautiful. Thank you very much, Olga. So what I hope you can see there is that the light quality out of this is really nice, but bear in mind it is really close to Olga. That's what I would always recommend. To get the most out of your modifier, it's always nice to have the light nice and close. What we'll now do, we'll just make that shot a little bit more interesting. I'm going to pop a speed light with a gel on it behind Olga. We'll go for red. We'll give her a bit of red behind her. See what that looks like. That does look really nice.
Ooh, wow.
So just to make it a little bit more interesting, I'm going to just pop a gel behind Olga. This is another AD200 with a red MagMod gel on. And because the wall behind Olga is white, it means it's very reflective, which means that the red should have quite a big impact on it. Again, I've moved the beauty dish so it's just above her, which I think is really important to this look that I'm trying to get. Right, just to go through my settings, at the moment, really nice, Olga. So the beauty dish, the AD200 in there, is on 1/16 power, and B, the light behind Olga, is on 128, but I'm going to turn that up to 164. Gorgeous. And amazing. In fact, what we'll do just before we finish here, I'm going to add a second speed light. I'm going to go for, I'm going to put these quite nice and close, and let's just add a purple MagMod gel to this side, just to play with gel a little bit. I'm going to point these towards Olga's hair. Let's just see what this does. Cool. Now, Olga, can I ask you just to play with your hair? Like, you're really good at that. That's it, yeah. Cool. Just looking up with you as you're doing that with your hair. Cool, really good. This is where Olga is amazing. Gorgeous, Olga. Yeah, excellent. Perfect. Thank you very, very much, Olga.
Neil,
Yes.
do you not want to raise this one up to the same height as the
Oh,
other
they
one?
probably should be the same. You never used to be this cocky. Now she's a MagMod. There. Now she's a MagMod ambassador. It's all changed. In fact, Helen, now you are a MagMod ambassador. Do you want to do a shot of Olga?
No.
Can I talk you into it? In fact, if I can talk Helen into it, the next shot with the beauty dish is going to be from Helen Williams.
Run away!
So I've not had any joy yet talking Helen into doing a shot, we'll see. But instead we've come outside, and what I thought I would do out here is shoot through. While we've still got a bit of natural light, you see it's very diffused light, it's January at the moment, very late January in the UK. This is about as good as our light gets. And what I'm going to do is shoot through something in the foreground and see what that gives us. So because I'm outside and the light is quite bright, I'm going to go into high speed sync. I'm on my Sony A9 II. At the moment I'm on 2000 my shutter speed, f1.8 ISO 100, and the speed light at the moment, which is a Godox AD200 again, which is in the beauty dish, is on 1/16. And Helen is going to try and mimic the light that we were creating indoors. Beautiful, Olga. Yeah, brilliant. I'm going to just pause you. The one thing that I'm struggling with here is that this, which I want to be really nice, warm bokeh, is just a little bit flat. So I'm going to grab another speed light now and just put a light on this, maybe with a CTO gel, just to warm up this foreground. So let's go and do that. So I've just brought out a Godox V860, and it has on the front now a half CTO gel. That's going to be speed light B, and that is going to warm up this. Let's do exactly what we've just done, but now I'm hoping for a different effect in the foreground. Yeah, this is nice. Yeah, and just look at, so slightly up as you're doing that, Olga. Notice how I'm asking Olga all the time here to look up, but that is because that's where you get the nicest light from that beauty dish. And take a couple this way. Really nice. Beautiful. So I'm really pleased, and I think the evolution of this is going really nice, and I'm loving, I've got to say, I am really liking the light that's coming out of the beauty dish. My issue at the moment when I look at these photographs is there enough warmth coming from that sky up there? And it doesn't look as though there is. So let's change that. We'll add another speed light behind Olga this time, which is going to create a warmer light, but coming from the same direction as the sun. So I'm going to grab a third speed light. Okay, things have progressed since the last time I spoke to you, because now what I've done, as well as having that speed light over there, which is lighting that bush, I've also added a third speed light behind Olga on this C stand, because I basically should have brought my big light stand today and I haven't, so I'm using the C stand. And I positioned that light, which is an AD200 with a half CTO gel attached. I positioned that light so that when I go back to my bush, no laughing Helen, when I go back over here, we're on the MagMod channel now, best behaviour, that light is more or less exactly where the sun is, so it's mimicking natural light. Now bearing in mind, when you look at these shots, the natural light is virtually non-existent. 3, 2, 1. Really nice. Perfect. I am loving the light from the beauty dish. The last thing I'm going to do out here is, I think I'm going to change my lens from the 85mm to the 135, because I just feel like we've maybe got a little bit too much negative space, which isn't always a bad thing, but I want to really focus in on Olga and make the most of that beauty dish light. Yeah, this is nice. Making sure that I'm at 1.8 and really close to this foreground to make it really soft. Well held, Helen. Beautiful. Really good. Amazing, thank you very much, Olga. So again, just to recap my settings, those last shots were on my 135mm. This speed light, which is speed light B, which is lighting up the foreground, that is on a 16th power, that's just a V860. The light behind Olga, which is C, that is mimicking the sun, that is on a full power, that's an 8200, and Helen is holding in the MagMod Beauty Dish XL an 8200, which is just on 1/16th, and I am in high-speed sync. I'm at 2,500 on my shutter, f1.8 and ISO 100. Now, if you watch my YouTube channel, you'll know that once I've got a shot I'm happy with, and I'm very, very happy with these, I always like to play around. I'm going to do so by putting this funny filter, and one of my favourite ever shots actually was taken of Olga using this filter, which I put on the screen now. I'm going to screw that into my 85mm lens because it's a 67mm thread, and I'm just going to see what happens, because one of my biggest things I always tell people is once you've got a shot you're happy with, you might as well just try something different, because it's going to take no effort whatsoever, and it might not work, but we'll see. You get like a weird ethereal look, which I think is actually really nice in this example. Really nice. Beautiful. Yeah, these are actually brilliant. Really good, Olga. So it just shows you, these could be my favourite shots from this little session. And it's all come about because I've tried something different. Beautiful, Olga, amazing. So, here are my favourite photographs from this little shoot outside. I'm now going to work on Helen to see if she will take a shot of Olga inside. Thank you, Olga. It is freezing, by the way. Olga never ever complains when it's very cold.
Oh, wow.
I think that works.
Look at this. I don't like the
Yeah, I'm well pleased with those.
I really like the yellow.
Yeah, it's worked really well, that. So that comes because, Olga, the light on the flower is yellow. Yeah. So we can change whatever colour we want that to be. Like if we put blue on here, it becomes blue. So it's really cool.
It's because the flower is white?
Yeah, at the minute that flower had no light on it. So if I was to do what I'm doing and shooting here, it's just dark. You don't see anything, but as soon as we light it up, like putting a torch on it.
And I really like that you put the sun, like the light.
Yeah, it's a cool trick. It works really well because it means that even if you don't have the light, you can just make it yourself.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah. Oh, should have been recording. Oh, I am recording this, but this will be good for MagMod. You're welcome, Trevor. Okay, so I have won, and I've managed to convince Helen to do a shot. So, let me turn the camera around. How are you feeling, Helen?
I can't say how I'm feeling on YouTube, because I think I'm instantly going to get banned and never ever been asked to do anything else for MagMod in the entirety of my existence.
First time Helen's ever done a video on YouTube, and it's on the MagMod channel.
Honestly,
so no pressure, no pressure.
I've got to say, before we go any further, Neil is obviously my partner in life and crime, but the first gift Neil ever bought me was a skydive, and he threw me out of a plane from 15,000 feet. And this is probably just as nerve-wracking.
It won't be, because I think you've got a really cool setup. So do you want to talk us through what you've come up with?
Yes, so first of all, I am one of the recommended photographers at Standon Hall, and when I first came to this venue, it was a disused care home. There was nothing pretty, there was hospital beds still here, wheelchairs, everything. So I've known this venue for a long time, but there's a new addition that I've spied that I've wanted to use on wedding days and I haven't had chance, which is this mirror here. And as soon as I saw this mirror, I was instantly, I don't want to say the word triggered, I was inspired, or it triggered a memory from some other MagMod ambassadors, and in particular Amber Henry, who I've seen use a similar kind of mirror setup to do some interesting flash portraits using gels. So we have two 8200s, we've set them up, they're on minimum power at the moment, we're in a really dark space, I'm not sure if that's coming across.
It's always annoying on these videos, because the cameras that we're using obviously are increasing their ISOs, it might look like it's not as dark as it actually is, but trust me, it's really dark. I just said to Helen then, we're going to struggle to even film in this room because it's so dark, so we just turned that lamp on over there, but it's really dark. It is really dark.
It is. So I've got these currently, and I don't know, I still haven't taken a shot yet, but I've currently got them set up on minimum power because we're in a small space, it's very dark, I don't think I'm going to need too much from them. And also, I learned from another MagMod ambassador, Christian Cardona, that when you're using gels, if you want them to be really, really vibrant, you're better shooting at lower powers. And if you're putting a lot of power through them, that actually dilutes the colour as well. So yeah, I've got these set up. They're currently B and C, and I've got them on 1/2/8 power.
Tell you what, for somebody who's never done this before, that is one first take.
This is my first take, and I promise you.
I know it is, that's what I said.
I might chat a lot on podcasts or interview photographers, but I've never, ever filmed myself or done this shooting.
And you've also never used the Beauty Dish either before?
No, so yeah, I'm very inexperienced and I don't know how this is going to turn out.
Okay, so, and what equipment are you using?
Okay, so actually I don't have my cameras, I didn't know I was shooting. So
technically this is going to be my photo because it's on my camera.
That's
how it works.
Okay. So I have Neil's A9, A9 II.
A9.
Neil's A9.
Not trusting with the A9 II.
So I've got an A9.
It's not got a strap on it.
With a Godox XT2 Pro trigger, and we've got the 50mm f1.2, which Neil only bought because I bought it first and it was gorgeous.
Move on.
So yeah, we're going to be using the Beauty Dish, and essentially what I'm planning to do is sit here. We're going to frame Olga, our beautiful model, thank you so much. I'm going to be placing Olga on the stairs, and I'm going to be shooting into the mirror, and then hopefully this area will be lit really, really nicely with some gels. Okay, so I have placed myself here. Currently, I'm able to see the mirror is there in front of me. I've obviously got my two 8200s gelled pointing at the mirror, and I've sent Neil behind me, and he's actually going to be my light holder. Nice. Now at the moment, I'm somewhere in between, so I think I'm going to need to go to a 16th power, but Neil is kind of hitting. If we do one more, can you just try to not hit the wall with it? But I think we're going to need a grid.
Well, that's good. Let's see what the grid does.
Yeah, let's add a grid, because at the moment it's hitting the wall behind, and that's just a bit distracting, so add on the grid.
Okay, we've got the grid on.
Ooh, I'm excited. Okay, so I've already told Olga before we started that I wanted some fun poses, something a bit wacky and out there, and Olga's so good at this. Ooh. Oh, no, okay, yeah, now we've got something. Oh, I love that. Oh, Olga, you're an absolute babe. Yes. But if you can keep your head up and then eyes towards me, if that makes sense. Beautiful. Yes, oh, now, I tell you what, now we're rocking. This looks gorgeous. And then one more sort of holding your glasses, give me a cheeky wink. Yes, ah, this is amazing. So much fun, yeah! Okay, I think I've got more than enough here, but I don't want to stop. No, thank you so much, Olga. I'm very, very happy with those. They look incredible.
Genuinely well done, Helen. I haven't seen these all yet, but just looking at the back of the camera, I'm a little bit jealous now. That wasn't supposed to happen like that, but yeah, for a first time shooting on video, that's very, very impressive. But yeah, so here are all my favourite photographs from today's shoot with the MagMod Beauty Dish XL. A massive, massive thank you again to MagMod for not just sending us the Beauty Dish to play with, but also for inviting me to make this video for MagMod's YouTube channel. It is honestly a massive honour. I am the world's biggest fanboy of MagMod products, so to be on their channel is amazing. So thank you so much for watching. If you've got any questions about anything that we've done in this video, please do let me know. I was going to say thank you, I'll see you next time. I might not do unless you come over to my channel. Maybe Trevor will invite me back, fingers crossed. But yeah, thanks for watching everyone, and thank you MagMod for inviting us.